Hey, what's up everybody? So today, I want to talk to you about the greatest invention ever made. Hands down, the greatest thing that anyone has ever invented. Now, I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking, oh man, he's talking about the F-150. No, not that, but thank you, Henry Ford. Oh, he must be talking about the AK-47. No, not that, but thank you, Mr. Kalishnikov. Oh God, he must be talking about God's gun, the 1911. No, I'm not talking about that either. But thank you, Mr. Browning. No, I'm talking about something way more special, way more important, and way better than any of those things. My woobie. What is a woobie, you say? Well, a woobie is what the Marines call a poncho liner. And you get issued this in the military, and it's one of the first things you issued when you reach your first unit. And it's something that you, as an infantryman, that you carry everywhere, all the time, in your go bag, in your butt pack, wherever. You never leave home without it. It's like your Visa or MasterCard. Okay? Essentially, it's just a blanket. Now, these things first got issued back in Vietnam, right? And all it is just, honestly, it's just a really thin blanket, but it's really slick, it's really soft, it's got all these tie cords. You can tie it down to your poncho, and you would have what they call a Ranger burrito. So you have a waterproof outer liner, then you have this underneath of it, and you just roll up in it like a little sleeping bag. And they keep you warm and keep you dry, okay? They issued it, started getting issued in Vietnam, and then shortly after Vietnam, everybody loved it so much that the Army decided to mass produce it and give it to pretty much everybody. Where did the word woobie come from? Well, nobody really knows for sure. The going theory is that there's a movie in 1983 with, what is his name? Can't remember his name, he played Batman. But in the movie, Mr. Mom, the kids called their blankies woobies. And he wanted to get rid of these blankies, and the kids didn't want to because that was their woobie. And so the big popular theories that come from there. I honestly have no idea. I remember when I very first got to my first unit back in the late 90s, and I was issued this, and we went to the field, and I called it a poncho liner, and everybody just kind of looked at me like, what the fuck? Because this is known as your woobie. It's always been known that. When you get a packing list, they don't say poncho liner, they write down woobie. And it's well known just for being your blankie. When back in the day, before we had all these cool high speed, plates and ballistic vests and everything, we had a butt pack, and that butt pack was this and a poncho. You roll it up, and maybe if you're lucky, you just shove an MRE in there. But this came with you all the time. And because that's how I grew up, this comes with me all the time now. There's not too many times that I don't have this with me. I have about 5 or 6 of them now. I have one in my vehicle permanently. I have one like in my backpack. I have one in my go bag. This is just something that it never leaves me. And I, along with many other grunts out there, whether you be a Marine grunt, an Army grunt, or there's got to be some cool Air Force MOS I just don't know about. Even Navy SEALs like these things. I mean, let's get real, right? So, just wanted to share this with you guys. The Army woobie. Of course, if you don't have it in woodland camo, then it's not a real woobie, so whatever. But the older it gets, the more you wash it, the better it is. The key is, though, do not dry it on high, because this shit will melt. If you dry it on high, it will melt, and Satan will come and take your soul because you just ruined the greatest thing that God ever gave us, the woobie.
Listen, Ace. You and I have to have a man-to-man talk here about your woobie. Your woobie's looking bad, bud. Now, wait a minute. Now, Listen to me. I understand that you little guys start out with your woobies and you think they're great. And they are. They are terrific. But pretty soon, a woobie isn't enough. You're out in the street trying to score an electric blanket or maybe a quilt. And the next thing you know, you're strung out on bedspreads, Ken.